I'm glad you've taken on this training because it is going to fast track your success. So before we get started, I'm just going to run through what we're going to do here and then we'll get straight into it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to buy a domain name. Now, a domain name is like google.com, so it's a web address that will host or will be your address for pulling down the files that we're going to host on Clickfunnels. So that moves us to Clickfunnels. Clickfunnels is the product that allows us to build landing pages and pages to create a funnel. It has payment gateways, and we're going to show you all of that. And then you've got another program that we need to host the actual product or host your domain name, so that Clickfunnels has something to talk to there that's hosting the domain name. So it might all not make a bit of sense at the moment, but it will by the end of this program here. So let's start off by going to Namecheap, or where we are sitting at the moment. Now, Namecheap is where I buy my domain names from. It's cheap, as the name suggests, and I don't mind it. It's where I've got a few domain names at the moment. So you may choose this product or another one. If you do choose Namecheap, I'm going to show you exactly later on how to sync it all up through Namecheap, but it is similar with whatever product you use there. So GoDaddy's another one or something like that. So I've already bought this domain name, $500 product launch, but I'm going to show you exactly how to search for a domain. So you want to choose a domain that suits your niche or your product that you're going to be launching. $500 product launch is what we're going to be calling this domain here. So we search for that. It'll bring up a list of other options that we can have a look at here. $500 product launch.life.club. So we choose one of them. It was about $13-14 to get 1 year on the one that I've just chosen. So that's been selected. So that's Namecheap, and we'll go back to this one later and show you how it all works there and how it all syncs up. So that is what will be where your domain name will come from. So then we go over to Clickfunnels. Now we're just straight into Clickfunnels here, which is the program that's going to create everything for you. Now, obviously you need to create a login. In the first page there, you've got a 14-day free trial on this one here. So follow one of the links that I've provided at the bottom here to sign up there and get your 14-day free trial, and you can start to play around at no cost. And basically what I'm going to show you here is how we set up the funnel. So we'll get straight into it, and essentially I've got a funnel that I created so that you're not seeing me sit here and do design work and things like that, but I'll show you how easy it is to do that as soon as we get into it. You can add a new funnel by clicking on add new, and I usually choose collect emails, which is basically has a squeeze page and a thank you page. You can sell a product, they've got another funnel for that, and they've got a host webinar funnel, or you can create a custom funnel. If you were to choose the email one, you choose the name, as you can see here, email landing page, thank you page, and you can tag it into a group. So you can essentially choose a group that you want it to sit in within all your funnels there, but just give it a name. Don't be too conscious of the name. You can change it later if you need to, but it's just a name here so that you can find it again. And then you click on build funnel. We're not going to do that because I already have a funnel, and that would bring us to the next page where I'm going to show you the funnel that I've built out, which is the $500 product launch, 7 steps. So I haven't been here for a little while. I was setting this up a couple of weeks ago, and I'm only just doing it now. So basically I tested it. So 1 visitor, 1 contact, 100% conversion rate. These are good stats here for you to monitor. So I want you to keep an eye on it when you do create your page. They make it very easy to see how high you're converting. So in this game, it's all about conversions. Obviously, we want quality conversions. We want people giving us their email address and moving on to the next page. If not, maybe we need to do some testing and change the page around a little bit to make it suit. Now, I've got 7 pages in this funnel. So you've got squeeze page, sales page, order form, order confirmation, thank you page, membership page, and membership. We'll go through each of the pages, but we'll start off with the squeeze page, because I want to jump into that and I want to show you how it all works inside. So This is how simple it is really. You click on edit page and it will take you into the page that you've got there. So just wait while it loads up. And this is the page I've created very simply. So obviously I've put a headline there, a headline, and then we've got a button that we've created there, and then we've got another headline and some information about the page and some of the things that I did throughout 2016 and just some selling points there. Then we go to the click the button to see the case study, and that's what you would have clicked on. This may change, just so you know, because obviously I'm testing different things all the time to see what's going to work, and I'm going to show you why and how you should test. We've got some testimonials that we went over here, just some of my customers that have written some nice things, so we've put them in there to give a little bit of credibility. And then we go down to reserve your free spot, and that's where you go and enter the case study. So we've got another call to action there. So when we create a button like this, we call it a call to action, and we're asking you to click on the button and then enter your details. And in this case here, we have, that's where you talk to Clickfunnels if you need to talk to them about anything, but we won't use that. What we used on this one is we used a pop-up so that it would open up a pop-up, and then you've got all your actions here that you set in, so that's where you put your text and everything like that. But we'll start at the top. So if you click on this here, you can modify it. One great thing you can do here as well is if you just click on this, you can add another section. So it then asks what you want to put underneath there. Do you want to put another headline, a subline, a bullet list? It's very, very easy. An input, lots of things you can put in there. But let's just say I want to put another headline in there. I click on headline and we've got another headline. As easy as that. So then we could, obviously we'd change the wording on that headline to put whatever we wanted in there. But we would essentially maybe change the color back to white or whatever we're going to do there. As you can see, it's all moving pretty easily there. Choose the font size. We can choose a font type. So you can choose lots and lots of things there. I don't actually want that headline, so it's as easy as delete the headline, and it's going to take it back. So we're deleting what we call an element in there. So if you just wanted to replicate this headline here or replicate this element, you would clone it by pushing on that button there, and you've got it again, and we could change it, write whatever you want in there, and essentially it's that simple to put whatever you want in there. And just click on delete, because I'm obviously going to delete that. Now a button. So when you choose to put, let's just add another element in, and then we go down here. They've just changed all the menus around in here, so bear with me while we find it. Button. So we click a button, and if you click on it, so you're going to the settings section of that button, and we could change that to say, yes, I want the service. Whatever you want it to say, you can easily do that. You set an action. So by clicking on that there, you could go to a website URL. So it could go to another page. You could send someone somewhere to another website, or it could open the pop-up. And if it opens the pop-up, then you're going to ask for some details on that pop-up. Like my one up here already opens the pop-up. Or it could submit the form page. Okay, so it could be like, click here if you want to see the video, and then it could submit the page and go straight to the next page in the funnel, which I'll show you, or go to the next step in the funnel. So it's pretty simple to use there. Once you've got all that sorted there, you can obviously change the color of that if you want to make it a different color, like that. It's as simple as that. I'm going to delete that because we don't want that button anymore. So that is basically elements, and that shows you how the elements work in the system. But if you were to come over and go on that green one there, you'll find that that is actually for the sections. So when I mean a section, that encases the elements. So if I was to click on there and go add new section, we could do full width, wide, small, medium, however you want, but obviously keep it in line with how everything else is going. So on this one here, we're just going to go with full width, and we've added in another section under here where you can start to add more elements. So if you add a new row here, you could choose to do a 1 column row or a 2 column, 3 column. So obviously if you do a 3 column, it's going to divide it into 3 sections. So 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, bit like a newspaper, and that might be something you want to do. So it's as simple as adding in 2 columns here, and I'll show you what happens. You then get a new element either side. So click on the element and you might put a headline. Oh, let's just change that for a second. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a new element. I want to just put an image in there, and we'll just delete that one. You might have an image, and then you might have something written about that image there. It's up to you. You could put a video there, but if we click on that, we can then go into where the image gets uploaded. And what we're doing here is we're clicking on image, and then we're choosing an image to add to there. So yeah, so in this case we're going to say hurry, limited time offer, you don't want to miss this. And we add an element here, and we might just use for this one, we'll probably just use a headline, or you can use, let's use a text box. They have changed it round, so it's a little bit different, or very different to what I've been using prior to this, but let's nevertheless, it's all the same at the end of the day. So they must have made this change in the last 10 days. But so you open up the text editor, and you might write in there, for instance, my product is the best. Whatever you want to write in there as a bit of a sales pitch to illustrate why people should buy your product, like some of the other stuff. And then you want to click on that. So go to the settings of that one, and you probably want to change the font color obviously on that one, because it's not going to work very good if it's sort of black on gray. So we use white there. You can, while you're in there, you can change. I'll show you how to change the text size in there. So you basically are onto that one. Click on it. Sorry, we're just going across to it. Open text editor. That's not looking very good, is it? And I'm wondering if that's because it's white. So obviously because we had it white, it wasn't showing up. So we've made it blue and we can see it again. Now you can change the sizes to whatever size you'd like to make that text and update it. Okay, you can put a bullet list in there. You can do lots of things with the text editor. Let's make another element underneath that. So what we might do is we might use a video. So that's where you would add in a video, and it's as simple as clicking on the settings and you get the code. Here it's got a YouTube video already, but if you go to YouTube, for instance, and you want to embed a video that you've uploaded onto YouTube, there's other areas that you can upload videos onto, or other programs. But here, let's just have a look at this video for a second. I could easily add this video in. I'm just going to stop it there and share. So when we go to, more, share, embed, and you just grab this code here and you copy it and you bring it back across, and you're going to just put it into that section there where it says video embed, and you can now add that video directly in. So it's as simple as that. Now that video obviously is not going to be able to be seen here, but it will play when we do a preview later, okay? If we're to do a preview and save it, but I'm not going to save this one because obviously we don't want it to look like this. So I'm going to delete that section for you again, and you can see once I've deleted it, it'll go back to what we had there. So then we obviously go down where we've written some text there. We've got the button. We've got some text here. We could alter that. We could add more text in. But really, you're just basically making the page look. You can actually drag and drop as well. So if I wanted to put that up here. So sorry, pull that element, put it up here. I now put that up there, and I can move this element down underneath it. You can do whatever you want. So I'm just going to move it back to where it was. But you get the gist of it, okay? So that's where you're setting up all of your settings. Now I've got a pop-up. So what we want to do is, let's just show the pop-up. And this is where my pop-up shoots up and asks for an email address, and you get your case study, as you would have seen. You can edit the pop-up. So by editing the pop-up, essentially you're in here now and you got the same controls. You can change wording around, you can do anything like that. So that makes it pretty easy to adjust anything you want to adjust. These are just images that I've taken from Facebook and put them in. So as you know, we had that images section. You click on it here and it takes the URL for Clickfunnels and puts an image in there. So you're just uploading those images, which is quite easy to be done. So that's showing you pretty much how to set up this page and how I set this page up. You have one other way that I want to show you, because sometimes you may not want to use a pop-up to grab people's details, like an email address. You might just want to have it set in. So let's just add a new element. And what we want to do here is we want to find an input. So an input essentially is going to give us an email address, yeah? So we could select that element straight away to have an email address, and underneath it we could have a button, and then that would submit that. So if that makes sense, when you click on this, see how it's saying here, firstly that the button type's not set. So if we go down and we set the action, we can have it go to the next step in the funnel, which is essentially submit the page. So we might want to submit the form, which will go to the next page in the funnel anyway, okay? So if you set it up like that and you have an email here, let's just change quickly the input type. We're going to just say that it is the email address, okay? So it could be a full name, it could be the first name, and then you have the opportunity to change your text here. So it could say email address. It's as simple as that, okay? If you can, obviously, if you don't want it to be quite as large as that, I'd suggest maybe you look at some columns so that you have it, so that this bar here isn't quite as big. That's probably the easiest way. One other thing I want to show you quickly is the top margin. So essentially, it's as simple as this to play with the top margin there of our section. So as you can see there, I can adjust it however I want and how I want it to sit. As simple as that. And you can do that on all of the sections. So you might want to change them around. You might want to change the height of how far you have, and I'll just show you on this one here. So we just go in and we're going to just create the top margin. Okay, so it's as easy as that to space everything out. So you're really starting to get the gist of it, I'm sure, and understanding how it's been set up. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to exit. Not going to save anything there. You have a preview button if you want to preview what you've done, but I'm just going to exit and leave that page there. Now what I want to show you before we go into the next page, the sales page, is I want to show you how you can create a variation. So what you do here is, it's called a split test. You'd basically be looking at how this page would compare to another page. So what you might do is you might just change the button to a red button and see if it converts better, because people might in your market may be more attracted to a red button, or there may be a different type of wording here that attracts your customers more. So you're just going to continually be testing and tweaking this, and it's going to create what we call a variation, and then it will do a split test, and you'll be able to see which one's winning, which one's converting higher, which one's getting more email addresses, So essentially that's the one that you're going to choose as the winner, and then that will be the one you move forward with. So I'm going to create a variation, and I'm not going to create a variation of the same template, which is what you can what you normally do here, and you just do minor tweaks. I'm going to do it from a template. So the reason I'm doing that is to show you when you come in, and initially there won't be a template in there. You'll select one and you'll be able to save some of yours. So once you make up some of your good templates, you'll save them, and they'll be ones that like I've used here, and then created them to create my pages. This one here I didn't create, but it was a one that's already been created in Clickfunnels. So what we're going to do is let's just go to opt-ins. We'll check an opt-in, and we'll use one of Clickfunnels pre-configured opt-in pages here, and then we're going to play with that quickly because I want to show you how easy it is to manipulate it and make one of the pages like what I've got. So we're going to create this page now. I'm sorry that it's a little bit different at the moment because Clickfunnels has changed its operating system. Everything's the same essentially, but it's all in different spots. They've added a few extra features, and it's making it a little bit harder to navigate than usual, because when you do it all the time and you're used to one way, they used to have it all as a side column here, and that was within, I'd say, the last 10 days. So this is new for everyone really. But essentially, let's say you wanted to change this around. You wanted to just basically, you could just start deleting everything, and you could come back to a blank page if you really wanted to. Or you could click this one here, and you could start to change the colors on that one. Change that around. You could say, I don't want the full name anymore. I want to change it to just the first name. And I want to change this to say enter your name, and it's as simple as that to be able to do that. Where should I send the report? You can change that around very easily. You could send the report, let's just say send the report for instance in this case. Obviously these are things that you'll be testing, but you might just say, you know what, I only want the email address, so let's just delete that input there. And now we've just got an email address, get instant access. But underneath here, I want to add in another section. I want it to be the full width. This is too small. I want to put in 2 columns. In this case here, let's just do 3 columns so that we show you 3 columns. You add an element in. You might just put an image there quickly, and you choose an image, obviously, as we showed you before. You select a video for here, so you want to put a video in this section, and here you'd like to put, let's just put a bullet list. So there you go, you can quickly put a bullet list in, and you can adjust whatever you want on that bullet list. So it's as simple as doing that, and this could be your process to sell your product. And then obviously as we come up here, we might either delete this section. We may not want that anymore to say download this, or we might want to change it. We might want to add another element underneath it, and it's just basically going to be, let's say, another headline for instance. It's as simple as that. So it's very, very easy to change. As you can see, even when I didn't have a setup, I've quickly been able to change that quite easily and get it all happening for you pretty quickly. So we'll leave it at that for you, because that shows you a fair bit of how you can just sort of go from a blank page and just start adding things in and pretty quickly come up with a completely different page. So let's just exit there, and we're going to go down to the next page in the funnel, and I'm going to explain that to you and show you how all of that works. So as we come down to the sales page. Click into that, and we're going to edit that page, which I've already created. You've been through this page. It may be a little bit different now depending on how I've tested it and what's worked best, but essentially free case study was put up the top there with a red background. $500 product launch. I've put the video, actually I haven't actually put the video in yet. I'll put a test video in which is ready to go, so I'll put that video in soon, and then it will be ready to go. That'll be the case study that you've just watched beforehand. Then we're putting a bit of an offer here for only $7. I'm going to show you how to create your own very own sales funnel. We're giving a guarantee here. So why we're giving a guarantee is because I know that the product's going to be good and everyone's going to enjoy it, and you want to use that because it's going to increase your conversions. Okay, so we then put in over here the price that it normally is and the reduced offer. That's the image we put in earlier, as you've seen, but it's now, that was an image I put in to say hurry, limited time offer. And this here is where the timer starts. So it essentially can be set, and then you have a timer here. So that's just an element that's put in. So let's just click on that for a second, and I can change how long I want to keep that offer available for based on time. So I could make that 5 hours. For this case, it was 4 hours, and that's how long that $7 offer is on offer. So essentially that's just an element. If you wanted to create that same element in one of your products, I'm just trying to run through some of these elements so that you can see that there's heaps and heaps of options, but just use a countdown timer. Choose a countdown timer and you put that in underneath. Or if you already had something there, as you know, and I showed you earlier, I'm just going to run over things over and over again because that way you're going to learn. But you'd then click clone and you'd be able to create that same timer again directly underneath. I could do the same if I wanted to put this image underneath. But it can be useful for things like, let's say I want to put that image underneath, but then I just want another image. So I just clone that, then I go in and I change the image. And that way I've then got my second image sitting underneath. So then we've got add to cart button here that we've clicked. So this is basically going to take you to the order page. So as you can see, this goes to the next page in the funnel. There's nothing to submit because we haven't taken any information. So on this button here, when we set the action, we can say go to the next step in the funnel, which will be those steps that we had outlined on the other page there, those 7 steps. So if you click on this, it's going to take you to the order page. What I could do, if let's say for instance I wanted to send them to another website for some reason, I could go to a website URL, enter a website URL of whatever it might be, blakehooper.com, and I would then, if someone was to click on that button, I'd probably have a different call to action there, but they would then be sent over to that page. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it as is, goes to the next step in the funnel, and that's what it's doing there. Now, here are some standard pages, or standard, obviously, payment systems that you can use. Just put them there, gives a little bit of credibility. Here we've got the story on why I should purchase the $7 course, and basically just run through a number of reasons why. And here is a perfect example of where I'm sending someone to another site based on the button. So here, if people say yes, they'll go to the next step in the funnel, and that's exactly like hitting the add to cart button. But if you come over here and you click on this one, you'll actually see the action is set to send people over to register at Clickfunnels. So people will be sent over via my page to register for a 14-day free trial. So there you can see the example where you might send someone to a different page based on that button. Clickfunnels, this is just another headline, and that's just an image there. So as you can see, it's really, really easy to create this system, or to create this pretty good looking page and sales page in a matter of moments. I could change the color of that button if I wanted to, as you know. So as quick as that, we change the button around. And essentially this one here is if people want to, again, just go and do it themselves and do the 14-day trial. So initially we're selling the product for $7. If people don't want to and they want to do it themselves, I've given an option for people to go over and get a free trial there on Clickfunnels. So I'm going to exit there because I've shown you that page there, and we're just going to leave. Hopefully you're starting to get the gist of this a little bit. So I don't have a split test obviously on this one, but I could create a variation. I could and then just change this color of the heading to blue and see if it converts better. So we're all about conversions here really. We want to see what's getting people to the next stage in the funnel, what's converting better. So if we go to squeeze page, I'll just go back there, because I am going to show you how I just want to declare this one as the winner. So let's say we did run a split test, and obviously the page I want to keep is not the one that we quickly made up there. I want to keep this one. So if I declare this as a winner, we're actually going to have that one winning, and that one will no longer be there. So as you can see, once you have a winner, you choose the page that you want. So let's go to order form, which is the next page in the funnel. But as you can see, there's not really much to it, is there? You just start making a few pages, and next thing you know, you've got a funnel there. And like, this is a pre-made page that I've just added a couple of things to. So here is where people are setting or putting in their details. Dynamically updated means, and I'll show you why that's there, because we have a product that I've put in the back end of the system which will indicate everything, and you'll see what I mean. But you enter your email here, your card number, CVC, and complete the order by putting on that. And I am going to I'll quickly bring another one up and show you how easy it is to set this up. I added this bar in here, almost complete, and basically, so what we're doing there is we're just showing people that they're almost to the end of their level there. So that's a bar that you can just grab off. There's the guarantee and the secure payment at the bottom. So I'm going to exit this because it's a pretty simple page. You get the gist of how it works. I'm going to create another one to show you all the order forms that you can choose from. So if I create a variation, basically we're just going to go for a template, and we'll go click on the top here, order. So we're going to choose an order form. Now I chose, I don't know if it's still there anymore, but I chose that order form and then made it look how I wanted to. Here's an order form that we could just easily choose. You can change the name if you want, but that's fine. And you're going to see a pre-made order form sitting there. So then we're going to edit the page. Just let it load up. Shouldn't be too long now. So once that's loaded up, as you're going to see that we've got a loaded page ready to go, and we can change it around. I don't know why it's taking so long. So we'll have one more go at it and see if we can load it up. But you get the gist of what I'm doing. All I'm doing here is adding in another option so that you know how to set up another page. So here it's ready to go. All you need to do is add your logo in. So as simple as choose an image, or you can just put an image URL in there if you want to point to something, and put that one in. I've taken it away, so now you can see there's nothing there. Put your awesome tagline here. So my tagline is whatever it is. So my tag. Then you can add in sections here. So what we've done is we've asked for a full. This order form is set to take a full name here. But what you might want to do is, because however your system that you're pushing into for your emails, you may not want to have the full name. You might want to have a first name and you want to have a last name. So why don't we just add an element underneath, and we're going to look for an input. I was looking for an input there, but what we might do to make it even easier is we're just going to clone this. So you see it's a bit of playing around. So you just play with it, you grab it. And we don't want full name, we want first name. So now we've created one that only wants first name. And I'm going to create another one underneath. Sorry, I'm going to clone this one. And we're going to put last name. So last name, and we're going to put last name. And so as you can see there, then I'll delete off that first one. Okay, so I'm going to explain how this works just so you know. So whenever you have something, a button that submits the page, what you're actually getting there is any of this information is then going to be stored in the back end system. So you'll get the phone number, the email address, you'll get all of those details, and they'll be stored based on that order. So anything that submits the page, whether it's just got an email address above it or whatever, will then take all the data that's been input. So I hope that makes sense for you. But you could add in, as you can see, you can change this around. It's got the dynamically updated, and we're going to go into that in a minute. You may just change that sample report and put something else in there, or delete it altogether if you really want to. So as you can see, very easy to use. Just going to leave that page quickly. We're going to go over and I'm going to show you how to create the product. So I'm going to declare that as a winner. So what you do is you go to products. So you see there's a couple of lines here. So this is where you add stuff in. So I've already created the product, but let's just add another product. And what you're doing here is you're calling it whatever you want to call that product name. Clickfunnels training, whatever, Clickfunnels setup walkthrough, you put that in. You then choose what billing integration you want to use there. So let's say you want to use Stripe. The good thing about using Stripe is, so you put in an amount, so let's just say it's $7. So if you create a membership program where people pay on a monthly basis, this will work really well for you. So US dollars or AUD or whatever you're using there, the display override, you could say only $7, as I've used before, you can see, and that there will be your display. Now bump is where you give an upsell. I haven't got an upsell at the moment on the product I showed, but if you put a bump there, it would then show an upsell there. So, and you'd create the bump product. Now if you have a look here, you could do a subscription or a one-time. So Stripe is a payment gateway that you need to set up and then integrate into Clickfunnels if you want to use this, but a subscription is very easy to set up, and that would be on a plan. So I've got plans that I've set up before, and essentially you would then have a monthly fee come along based on that plan. So for this one, we just do one time and we put it in. So we won't set that up, but we'll go in and I'll show you how we've set this one up here. So we're using Stripe, $7 US, one time, and the Clickfunnels course is what's going to appear on the statement. So hope that makes sense for you there. So that then is going to be the dynamically updated detail that then shows up in your order form. So once you've done your order form, you go to your order confirmation. Now while we're going through all these pages, is I'm showing you the flow of the funnel and showing you how it all works and how you go from stage to stage. So in this one here, it's very basic. It's just a congrats on your order. It's just saying that it's complete, and then you download the Clickfunnels walkthrough. So that's a button that I've set up that'll download, and you click on that. And let's just do it because I haven't set that action yet, but what's going to happen is it's going to go to the next stage in the funnel. So go to next page in funnel, and we'll save that. So here it's asked us to change this, and I haven't done this bit yet, but so as you can see here, warning, change the default SEO page title. So that is where all the details are for the title of your page and things like that. So you obviously don't want to say that. You want this to be the order page, and this isn't something that's going to show up, that you want to show up in the search engines really anyway. So I wouldn't be too worried about this one, but definitely your first page, you don't want it to say order page. You don't want it to say my awesome funnel or whatever Clickfunnels has as the standard one. So you change that around and change that. So I'll just save that. So that's where you're adding in your title. Now your title has a little bit of value in the Google search engine, so be careful and make sure you make the best title possible. So we're going to exit that now that we've saved that. And then we go to a thank you page. As you know, you can easily modify these, but the thank you page is the next step in the funnel. And I'm just going to show you. Maybe I hadn't set the thank you page up, but it's as simple as this. This is where I'm going to select the thank you page and add it in, and then we're going to go to the membership page. So that's a good example there, because I'll just go back onto that quickly. So if you don't have a page set up, it's going to take you to this section here where you opt in, or choose a sales page, or so let's just say we want an opt-in. That's where or a membership page, membership area. Let's just have a look at the pre-set up pages that they have here. Now Clickfunnels, what I haven't showed you before, is if you're doing an online course, gives you a section that you can actually upload all the information, and you'll see these membership pages and membership, which is where I've housed the information or the course that you're going through at the moment, so you get access to that. So that's a very powerful thing in itself, just getting that program included in Clickfunnels. So that's something that is very, very valuable. So if you're, what I want to do recap, because if you're not selling a digital product the way that this funnel's set up, you might be selling a physical product, and it may just finish at the order confirmation or thank you page. So your funnel may just finish straight away, and there's no need to go into these extra sections. But if we click on the membership page, as you can see here, this is the first page where you edit, and it's where you create your account. So you've probably, I'm sure you've signed up. If you're sitting in Clickfunnels, you've signed up for something before, because you would have had to put your details in. So you create all your details here, and that's where it creates your account. Now Clickfunnels has a good feature that it knows what product has been bought based on the email, and it will only allow those people to view the membership section based on the product that they've purchased. So I'm going to quickly walk through this bit, because this mightn't be for everyone. Not everyone's creating a membership site that has certain modules for training and things, because you might be doing a physical product or a service. If you're doing a service, it might be as simple as getting someone's email address and then quickly asking them to call you, or getting their details and their concerns, and having a bit of a form page set up. So there are different ways that you'll go through these pages, and it's not individually set up. It's not one size fits all. It'll be different. So here, what we've done here is we've done and I'm just going to quickly open up the editor for this one. So we've pretty much built it up now. So this here is the Clickfunnels walkthrough, and this is the video, and this is where it sits. And then you've got down the bottom the link. So once you're watching the video, you're setting up your Clickfunnels account, you click on the link, and then it takes you through and you get your account set up. So essentially, this is just basically showing you the page, how it will sit in the membership site, and you can adjust it the same way. You can add in elements, you can change it around. So I'm just going to close it, and I'm going to show you how you open up the editor here, because this is, so when you're creating a membership site, it's a bit different. It is slightly different, but it's really, really good. So you've got these other sections that you can change. So basically, this is the lessons. As you can see, they're auto updated. So depending on the lessons that you have in that other section I showed you, will depend on what displays here. This is the example of where you want that video to sit. Now, if I wanted that video to sit over here, and I changed it around, I dragged all this stuff around, this is how it would look, and that other page will just engage into this section here. Okay, if that makes sense. So just giving you, this is all about, you got to play with it a little bit. Here, I'm going to show you something, because it's pretty funny, and you're going to see that this is what I'm used to. So as I said, it's changed a lot, and this is exactly how it used to be. Everything used to be down the side here, and you choose your elements and everything like that, and that's exactly how it was before. So as you can see here, this is how it was 10 days ago. You'd essentially just write stuff in, but we won't stick on that for too long, and it was completely different. So we're just going to exit there and leave that. So that's setting up your membership site there. I hope that sort of showed you what you can do with that section. Now let's get into integrating the essentially the domain name in with the system, so that you'll have your own domain name. Because at the moment, you could find this page at this URL, which is not what we want to do. Okay, so that is going to make it pretty difficult, and it's not going to be very easy to use. So and it's not going to be very good to direct people to blakehooper85.clickfunnels. So what we'll do here is we'll go to a product called Cloudflare. All right, I jumped into it earlier. So Cloudflare, you need to sign up for an account. It's free. There's no cost there at all. And it's what Clickfunnels recommends that you use to host your domain. So a host is sort of where the information is kept, so that when the browser searches for a certain address, almost like how do you say, like your home address, like where you live or whatever, that's basically what it's doing. It's pulling down all the information sitting on this address, and that's going to be housed here in Cloudflare. So I'm just trying to give you a little understanding of how it works so that you sort of know what you're doing. But essentially what you do here is, I want to show you another page quickly, and we're going to just get rid of that YouTube video. So Clickfunnels has a setup page that shows you exactly how to set up a custom domain setup. So you can see here, that's the URL. If you want to type that URL in, or type into Google custom domain manual setup, I'm sure it'll find that Clickfunnels page for you pretty quickly, especially if you put Clickfunnels in that search. So it then comes through and it shows you how to create an account, log in, make an account after logging in, and then it shows you, because it's a little bit tricky. There's a couple of things you got to make sure you do it right, like things like this. Just be wary of. Do not enter www or HTTP. Everyone does it at the start there, and then it doesn't find it. So what you need to do is you need to put just the domain name without any of this at the start. .com.au, .co.uk, whatever it's going to be. So we go back to Cloudflare. So in the main page, you just click Add Site, and it will take you to this page here. All right. Once you've set up your account in Cloudflare, now you put in the URL. If I get it right, that would be better. $500 product launch, begin scan, with a .com on the end. So it's found it here. So it's scanning that page right now at the moment. So once it's scanned that record, you'll see it'll come across. It's just taking a moment, but I hope this is all sort of sinking in for you, and you're seeing the value now around how you can easily set up these little product launches very, very quickly and very effectively based on this program here. And it's gonna look like a website essentially. So it's very powerful stuff here. So continue setup. And then what you do here is you'll delete some of the unnecessary ones that, as you can see, we're just it's in the section here. It shows you what to delete. So if you have a look, it says it doesn't want you to have the www or the yourdomain.com in there, and that's because they see how this has got the www on the CNAME. Don't worry too much about what all that means, but essentially just delete that one off, because that's what it's telling you. If you have that there, it might have an issue later on, so I always delete that one off. And you can add them in here. So I'm going to show you. So the next section, well, we'll just go through it and I'll show you here, because it's going to ask us to put in essentially certain details. So what it wants is a CNAME, and as you'll see here, it's got @ and it's got target.clickfunnels.com. So you need to create an entry called the CNAME @ in the number 2 section, and number 3 target.clickfunnels.com, and have it on this automatic TTL. Okay, so we go to CNAME, you put in the @ symbol, and it's target, which I've used before, as you can see many times, and automatic TTL, and then you just add the record. So it's saying that it's got an issue with that one there. Okay, it doesn't like that one. Oh, your domain, which is the one they wanted us to delete. Sorry, because it doesn't say your domain, it says $500 product launch. So add record, and it will now put in that C name there for you. Okay. So the other thing it wants you to do now is it wants you to add another one for www and make it target.clickfunnels.com. So you can see what we're doing. That's why we deleted those other two records, because it's for now for the www and the target ClickFunnels, and we're going to add the record. Okay, and then what we do, we slide down here, and it's just going to say to click continue, but it wants us to make sure that we've got the line going through the cloud like that. Okay, so just make sure it is like that, and it should be, it is, and we click continue. So don't choose the $200 a month one, even though it's clicked it there for you. You want the $0 a month free website. So as I said, it's free, so we just click on continue there, and it's adding it in. Now as you see here, this is where I'm going to show you, and I was telling you about Namecheap before, where you need to change your domain registers. So what that basically says is that we're hosting it here, but we need to have the name servers changed to represent Cloudflare's name servers, or it's not going to work. Now that's the number 1 name server, and that's the number 2 name server. So what we do is we basically just copy that. So now what you're going to do here is essentially go to Namecheap. I've gone into the front section here to show you. You click on account dashboard. Once you've got your account set up, obviously you've bought your domain. You click on the one you want to manage. So you click on manage. It's pretty simple now. You'll see how easy it is. Remember we copied, well, let's just copy it again just in case. Control C. And we go to custom DNS. As I said, name server 1. Go back, grab the other one. Name server 2. Always click it back. I don't think it really matters, but there you go. So what that's going to do now is it's going to set those domain names up to have those reference points now as Cloudflare. Now what I'm doing there is essentially going over to Cloudflare. I did just check them because sometimes it takes a little while to do it. So while we're waiting, I've clicked them now, and you can see that they're active. So once you activate those, essentially it's all linked. Now there's a couple of things that ClickFunnels recommends that you change here, and I'll just go through it with you. So it's the DNS is where all your details are. So you can set all that up. If you need page rules is one they suggest that you change. So you create a page rule, and I'll just go into the settings and I'll show you. So when you come down here, we've passed all of that, we've done what we've got to do. Go into page rules, and it's a bit tricky here what they tell you to do. So essentially in this one here, you need to put your domain name, and you need to put this little front slash there, and also the little asterisk as well. So if you don't do it like this, it won't work. So essentially what you're doing, and you put the www dot in, and then you put your forwarding URL, and you'll see it needs a $ and everything here. So let's just take it from here, what they want us to do, and then we'll just change that to our own domain name. So we're just going to go Control V. Okay, from there, and $500 product launch.com. See, that way we've got what we need there. Actually add setting, and it is forwarding URL and 301 from memory. Forwarding URL 301, and then we're just going to grab this section here. So they want the $ in there. Copy. So you're just setting up the forwarding for the domain. So it's important you do it. That just makes sure it's all set up. Now they have one other thing from memory that they want you to do the crypto. So you just go in and you turn this to full in crypto. So you'll see that. You go to crypto and you change it. Oh, it's already on full. I think it is always on full these days. So then what you do is you go back to Clickfunnels, because what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to change the settings in Clickfunnels, and I'll show you. It's here. It easily outlines it for you to show you. So you go to My Account, go to Settings. So you go to Account. It's slightly different to when they set it up, I think. Custom domains, there it is. As you can see here, you've then gone to custom domains, add new domain, use an existing domain, manual advanced setup, and then put in your domain name. So $500 product launch. Now choose the squeeze page or whatever the first page is in your funnel. You'll see that there's all the other funnels, but choose the squeeze page for the funnel you've created and do the same for the 404. Quickly turn on the SSL, which is for security, and then create domain. So now you see the domain's now being created. We need to set it up in the funnel though, so I'll quickly show you how to do that. So click on the funnel, go into that. You'll see I was just quickly testing it, but so in settings, you need to change it there. Change the domain name to domain and save and update settings. Then you've also got to do it in publishing. So click on that domain, change it there, and you can change this to whatever you want. So let's just call that homepage for now, and update the funnel step. And you do need to do it one other place. So you go here and you click on the little setting, and you have to do this for each page. So go through, choose it, change this to home as well if you want. This is what's going to show in the browser, update, and we've now done it. So I'll go and do another page for you. So we go to publishing, we do the same thing. You get the gist. I'm going to leave it as is, and you do the same here as well. Okay, so now you've got the funnel set up. You can go and do all the other pages later. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Add new step. I want to show you that quickly, because that's where you add another step to the funnel. You can add another opt-in page, an upsell, anything like that. Choose a name, add a path, and you can add it in. You can move these around like building blocks. So if you want to change the order of it, you can do that. So now let's go to $500 product launch, and let's bring it up. So this is how easy it is. You've now got the website. Click on there to get the free case study, and it's asking for your details. You put in your email address, and away you go. So it's very, very easy. Something that you can easily set up, and as you can see now, it's a very, very valuable tool. You can set a funnel up in basically, an hour or so. Obviously you want to do probably a little bit of playing around with the images and the way it looks, so you can do it very, very quickly. You can bring products to launch very, very quickly, and you can see the power of this system now. So I suggest you, if you haven't already signed up for your 14-day free trial, go in, get that. I've got the link at the bottom of this video here in the training center, and that's going to show you, or you're going to go in and set up your 14-day trial, and you can start to play around with it for free. So it's very powerful. It's the way to push customers into like an automated salesperson, and we're going to go through in further courses a lot more detail on the internet marketing and the psychology behind all of what we're doing here with funnels. But this is the first step, so get this set up, try it out, try around, see how it works for you, and I look forward to working with you in the future and helping you get your business going and launching $500 product launches to see what's going to be the winner and how you're going to get that financial success that everyone's looking for. So I look forward to working with you soon.